Good morning, everyone. So today I share you my interview experience with HCL. If I have more than 6 years of experience in front end. So I work in various MNCs. So in the HCL, so they ask me uh, 10 to 12 question. So top 10 question I show you. In that from JavaScript. So for the very first like question, they ask me this question. So I explain you also for that, and I also show you the output in the JavaScript compiler. Right? So stay tuned with me. I explain each and every topic by the basic, right, and show you the output. So the very first question is that if they so uh, console log and bracket, right? So this is array, empty array bracket, right? Eh, so in the JavaScript actually may, if the empty array, so it will convert into the string, right? So it will convert into that string, and the final output would be string, right? So in the compiler it will showing nothing, right? So nothing, uh, like blank it will showing. I run that code also in compiler. I open one compiler. So if you run that, right, you can see it will print nothing, right? And also if you put anything into that empty array again into this, right, again they convert into a string and they print nothing, right? Like nothing means it will convert into a string, right? So it will, the actual, if you see, it will print like this, right? So in the compiler output it will not clear. So I tell you, so that is basic thing, right? So if you put anything into the null, let's say I put null in both, again they convert into the string, right? Second, I remove that part. Hmm, right, again it will convert it to the empty string, right? So that is very first question. And if you the second question would be, if they add like this, right? So what was the output, right? So what was the output for that? So it will convert into the object, right? So that become, this become actually mein, this become a string, right? Empty array string, right? and and the curly bracket, the curly bracket you can see here, right? So that will become object, and object and ob- object and object, right? So I what was the output for that? It will print nothing for that string, right? And for that it will print object and object. So the final output is for that is this object and object, right? So let's run and see the output. Right? So you can see object and object, right? And if you print similarly, change the sequence, sequence. eh? So again they print object and object, for that it will ping nothing, right? And if you print two times, right, so it will convert object and object two times, right? So output would be this two times. Hmm. This is output object and object and object and object, right? So it will print like this. So I run that code, remove this and run. Right, you can see the output is object and object, right? So this is a little bit tricky question, but it's straightforward. If you know the concept, right, you can easily guess the output, right? And second type of the question, you can see here, right? S- so second type of the question, so four question I tell you, and fifth question is var x is equal to 10 and function, and this is right. So I explain you for that, right, explanation. Hmm. So you need to know, so for that, in JavaScript we have hosting concept, right? So in the var x, right, so it will host in the global context, right? So uh, you here you can see, so here it hosted as a, right, because you declare that is or is equal to 10, right, but inside that you console it and declare after that, right? So it will print as the hosted as a, right? So it is var x is equal to hosted as a undefined, right? So it will like undefined, and then you console log f4, right? So it will answer would be like undefined for that, because it will read as undefined. Hmm. Sorry. So I we'll check the output in the compiler. Let's copy that code and open the compiler. Hmm. Let's run this, right? The output is undefined, right? Understand the concept, because it will before declaration you in here, right, after you print that output, right? So it will not take that, right? So that is the, for that var x is equal to 10, right? That is a global score for that, right? So it will that, right? So similarly, they can ask instead of var, they can put let and constant. So let and constant has block scope, right? So you can prepare for that also, right? This you can change, modified, and check, right? So that is a fifth question, and for sixth question, right? So what was the output? Guess the output for that, right? So what was that? Uh, is the abstract compare, right, double equal to, right, abstract compare. So abstract compare is directly compare that the value for it, right? So it will compare with value, then it will option is true, right? So if you console log that and open that compiler, right, and here you print, right, so it will getting true, because it will compare that directly value. And if you here, right, So it will so that is right, it will compare with value and reference also, right? So in that case it will like false, right? So I run that code at false. So that is right. So we go for next question, eight question, right? That one. So what was that for that, right? So let is equal to a and console log, right? So what was that, right? Let is equal to a, and because you declare that value, right? So here like variable has been declared but not assign a value, right? You declare the value but not assign a value, right? So it will give you the output is undefined, right? Because here you declare the value, right, but not assign any value, right? So it will taking like undefined, right? Just check the output. And there is one more question I tell. So you can see for that, right? And again you can see we have if we change late and was, right? So what was the output for that, right? So you can see because the for has the block scope, right? So it will print the output is a 0 1 2, right? If we war has like, right, so it is the functional scope, right? So var has a functional scope, it's mean all times set same variable, right? Share the same variable I value, right? So what was the value of the each time, right? So it will end with 3, right? I value set to be I is equal to 3, right? S- 3. So each time it will repeat and it will print 3 3 3, right? So this is a basic difference, right? So output is the 3 3 3 times, right? So if you run that code you can find the output, right? So 3 3 3, right? So this is a basic difference of let and war, right? In interview you can share with this example, right? So you can the interviewer very happy, right? So thank you for that, like for that we have like 10 question. If you want to continue more, right, so like and subscribe that channel, right? I share you lot of interview tips and interview directly ask MNC question, right? Because I have like lot of exposure, I crack more than 50 interview, right? So I give you the best idea how you approach the question, right? And also you let me know if you have any question. So I have in comment section put your comment, right? I happy to help you, right? Any area in JavaScript, React, Angular, right? So anything you ask, right? I happy to help you with your query, right? Anything, right? Thank you for that. Right, we have covered 10 question, right? We have list of more question, right? So in the next video I happy to help you and cover all the topic of JavaScript, right? Please like and subscribe that channel so I get motivation, right? So I upload more this kind of question, right? Okay, thank you for everyone.